things disappearing and then appearing in very bizarre spots, things looking different, and perhaps you have some lapse in time, or in many cases, gain time. Strange things happening. You're in the holographic universe. I'm going to talk about this, my own experiences, some that you've shared, and I'm going to discuss what it is. We're going to have fun with it. Ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through the fears and live an amazing life. Fear is the only thing that keeps you in struggle and worry. Snap out of it, all right? Okay, here's the deal. Have you had this happen? Now, 2018, when we were in what I called the year of transition, I told you that you're going to experience a lot of personal weird stuff. Like electronic stuff, personal things, all these things, and that happened in 2019 also, a lot of that. But 2018, really we got hit with a lot of strange stuff, which tells me there must have been a lot of stuff going on out there in the energy fields and frequencies that was affecting us. We are in a holographic universe. Now I'm going to prove this to you with just what I'm going to say, not by scientific proof or anything else. We must be a temporary holographic, in other words, holographic just meaning that it's all dimensional, energy field. Because if we were just human beings, we would be just human beings, and that would be it. In other words, you would not have past lives or transition into anything else. If you change into anything else, you must be part of a holographic universe. Because you can't just be this, right? We aren't just this, which means what is everything? It's a hologram, it's a play, it's, right? Are you getting this? You cannot be just a human being with a beginning and end. It's impossible. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So if this cannot be created nor destroyed, and it was born and it has an expiration date, then there must be other things going on, which means they are creations, which means they're holograms. All right, are you getting this? It's impossible for you to just say, well, I'm just a human being. This isn't just a holographic universe. Of course it's a holographic universe. It's one expression of the billions of expressions that you are, which means each one is being created and it's not real. Not in the sense of what we truly are. Real is what we come from, and that has no form. It's just light and love. It's energy. It's the all-intelligence beyond our comprehension. Everything else is a hologram plane, which means you're in a play right now, which means you get to control it. We have free will here. We're also in the most challenging planet in the universe, which means we chose to come into this hologram and we can do anything we want with it. That's amazing, but here's the deal. This hologram this isn't a material world. Nothing's material. Everything's just a vibration and a frequency. So what happens? You're going to notice that everything doesn't function like the material world that we believe does. Why? Because there's so many other factors. There are portals. There are time shifts. There are all kinds of things beyond our comprehension that is just very scientific. All right? We're participating in. And we can't always know why this happens, but it's real. I'll give you a couple examples. Now, if you guys have been watching me for a few years, you know that I had the most bizarre things happening. I lost my cell phone on a trip. It was in my car. I knew it was in my car. I ripped my car apart. Every inch of my car. It's a two-seater. There's not a lot of places it could go. I went on my vacation and came back. I ripped my car apart again. I now had a new cell phone. Couldn't find it. Where the heck did it go? I was convinced it was stolen. Yeah. Shame on me, right? And so it had to be, because it wasn't in the car, and that was the last place I remember it being. One day, I get in my car. I hadn't been driving it. I got in the car, and it was sitting in the middle of the floor. I have a pen. Now, if you guys know, I probably shouldn't tell you this. I like really nice pens, so I buy really nice pens, and I'll show you. Here's the one that it happened to. I line them up right next to my computer. They have to be perfect. A little weird, okay. I line them up against my computer. Right, here's my computer, and here's my pens laying here. They're like this every single day. My desk is flat. Now I have to tell you what happened. So I use it, and then I put it back, and sometimes I want to use this one. I put it back, depending on how I feel. One day, do you remember this? One day this was missing. How's that possible? I ripped everything apart. Now I don't carry these in my purse because these are expensive pens. I carry the cheap ones in my purse, so I knew it wasn't in my purse. I knew this pen had to be in the house. There's no way it left the house. A couple months go by. I ripped everything apart. I went underneath everything. I looked at everything. My desk doesn't have a lot on it. I couldn't find it. It stumped me. And then 2 months go by. I actually bought another pen. I can't find this, and I'm like, where is my pen? Whatever happened to that pen? Got up from my desk, went into the kitchen. When I came back, yeah, it was sitting next to the computer just like this. It wasn't out, like, it can't even roll because it has this thing on, so it can't like roll out from someplace. It was sitting next to my computer like this. That's when you sit and stare at it and you're thinking, yeah, I really am seeing this. All right, lost time. Actually, gained time, I should say. Because if you say lost time, you're going to tell me I got abducted by aliens, and I haven't been, because I'm already one. I already came from a planet. They don't need me. I'm down here doing my job. All right, so here's the deal. I am in a car with my friend. We're supposed to be someplace at a certain time. It takes exactly 3 hours to get there. We get in the car, and we do gain time when we go to Atlanta because there's a time difference. So we do know that. So we know it ends up to be 2 hours, even though we drive 3 hours. We stopped at a place to get something to eat. Then we got on the freeway, and every time we looked up the clock and signs, there was 222, 333, 111, 444, 55. It got to be really freaky. And we'd be talking, and there would be like a bulletin board or something, and then numbers would flash, you know, like it just happened to be that number. And exits would be certain signs. So it was like, this is weird. We kept saying how weird it was. We stopped to get gas. So we're way behind schedule. We arrived in Atlanta 2 hours later. Now, we accounted for the 1 hour time difference. It took us 2 hours to drive a 3 hour drive, and we stopped twice. With no traffic, I can never do better than 3 hours. We stared at each other and said, this is impossible, this has to be wrong. Did we leave at a different time than we thought? Nope. All of the, you know, you got your little time clocks going, and couldn't figure that out. I was running one day, and I was off in thought, and all of a sudden, let's say it's noon, and all of a sudden I'm at the end of the block. I'm just there, and it's the exact same time as when I was a block away running. And I stood there and realized I had just had a quantum leap, right? This happens all the time. In fact, it's happening all day long. Have you guys ever noticed that? Things disappear and reappear. This is This is a program. We're in a program. No, there isn't somebody with a big computer, although that's possible, but it's way beyond our comprehension of a computer. It would be all organic, right? And that's what the universe is. It's just intelligence. Programming, doing things, creating. And we agree to be players in that program. And then we go into another program. What are we going to create now? Okay, we're going to do this, and you're going to be that. And here's my challenge. It's a pinball game. It's a video game. There has to be challenges in it, because that's the fun part. If we were all like, as Dolores Cannon said, how boring if we were all playing harps up in the clouds, right? Now I want to share something with you. I'm going to do a video on this. Whatever frequency you're in, that's the frequency you go into. We have to start watching that. I'm going to just share with you that you're going to notice more of these glitches and portals opening up and things appearing and disappearing and really bizarre stuff happening. You're going to start hearing some voices that's real. You're not going nuts. You know, I used to lock people up for this stuff, and now we can talk about it because it's opening up, and science is discovering things that are freaky. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So if there's energy fields within a place where, you know, there were other things that had happened, like, you know, in the battlefields, you can actually still hear cannons and gunfire in some of the battlefields here down south. That's real. And we can actually still see soldiers sometimes. That's not unusual, by the way. Those are just energy imprints. We are in a holographic universe. It's just energy creating. And so why are we so shocked with this? Because we think we're this, and we're not. This is a play, and all these energy fields that you're going to start seeing, and things shifting and stuff disappearing and reappearing. It's been happening a lot, again, lately with a lot of people. I had it happen just recently a couple times, and if you think about things, they will reappear, and you can ask to have them reappear. Now, who was it? Red Sonja? Was it Red Sonja? Said that she had lost this, you know, spiritual ring and something else, and she said she actually felt something hit her hand, thinking it was like, it's a bug or something dropped off, and here the ring went into her hand. That's real stuff. And by the way, I don't doubt her for a minute. This is real stuff. This is freaky, off the charts, real stuff. I've asked for things and had them just appear with no explanation whatsoever. So every thought is creating. Be careful of those thoughts, because those thoughts are actually placing orders in the universe. And so this holographic universe is a program. So you're actually working with the program to change the direction of your video game, where you're going and what you're going to do. That's all you're doing. You're changing the organic intelligence of the program. You're shifting the does this make sense? It does, doesn't it? We're not this. If we're not this, then we're not this. Meaning that, what is this? This is a play. This is an ordered experience. You ordered this. We're in each other's experience. I'm not in, you know, the Pleiadians' experience right now. Maybe they're in mine. I don't know. Probably. That's not my thing. I'm not doing that in this trip. I'm here working with you. Do you realize how powerful this is? When that stuff starts to happen, you know, there's tears in the fabric of time, because the fourth dimension, again, is not real, because the fourth dimension is time, and time doesn't really exist. So that's part of the program. So that's when time can switch, and we can go back in time, we can shift into different things. Everything's happening at one time. It is one thing happening. This is what I was told years ago in my super awakened state. Everything is one thing happening. Not simultaneously. It's one thing happening. Yeah. We can't fathom that, because I'm a human and you're a human, and we're arguing about wearing the, you know what, and who's what, and who's in the White House, and we're so much bigger than that. Forget that stuff. Let's create something friggin' amazing. Let's do some amazing stuff, because your powers are huge. Do you know how much power you have coming from your hands? You can actually look at something and bless it. Bless your water. I always put love and gratitude in my water. I set it out in the sun, and then I drink it. Oh, that's my little reminder that I need to cut this video off and start talking about your frequency when you transition over. Nothing ends. This has to be a hologram. It has to be. You can program it as you go. It's not in stone. This is an ongoing organic hologram. You can shift into all kinds of things. Things are going to happen. You request stuff. You're controlling it. For you, not me. So don't be arguing on my channel about, no, this is this one. I'm like, yeah, you're right. It is for you. It doesn't have to be for me. We're not here to be right. I don't have to be right. You don't have to believe a thing I say. But I think you're here because you're probably thinking there's something to this, right? Have fun. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, the things you can do. Get ready. Get ready. All right. I would love to hear your stories. You guys have told me amazing stories. I have many other stories. Things show up in your life as you ordered. Like, we'll go more into this, but I have a lot of videos from last few years when this was happening a lot for me. Oh, I'll give you one more before we go. This is during this time period when things were disappearing and showing up. And I was in my car, little two-seater BMW, and I was going through an intersection, and a woman in a four-way stop in an SUV, a very big one, ran the stop sign and hit me. She hit the rear of my car coming this way and pushed me over into the other lane, and there was a car on the other side coming. I veered to miss the car because I was going forward and she pushed me over. I veered and barely missed the car, stopped my car, turned around, and both cars were gone. I got out of the car. An SUV hit a little two-seater BMW. There was zero damage and no cars. I went, and sure enough, there were heavy-duty skid marks where I had been pushed over. I called the police, and he looked at me and said, how can an SUV hit you? I mean, there's no damage. I said, I just wanted to report it because to me it was a hit and run. But there was no damage. What was that? Were they really there? What was that? Both cars, neither of them stopped to see if I was okay? You decide. Let's have fun with this. All right, guys, please subscribe. My subscriber base is starting to go up, maybe because I'm not talking about certain things. Please subscribe. Please share these. Free workshop. Internet marketing, we're creating businesses online. We are learning how to become business owners, creating all kinds of cool stuff. Come over. This is a free workshop. We're going to talk about how you can monetize something you love. Let's create. Why would you not explore this stuff? It's just insane to limit yourself. Let's create. Let's create businesses. Let's be abundant doing it. Earn a lot of money. Share the money, right? It's good. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I have new courses coming out. I have a workshop coming out that is the New Earth Workshop. Now, if you took the New Earth Master Class, this is the workshop, and we're breaking down anything that's stopping you from going into the New Earth. You're going to love it. Go down in the description, and you can click on landriaonkka.com and check out all of my classes and all of my webinars and all the cool stuff. Every month I come out with either a new course, a webinar, or a masterclass, or a workshop. So you can go in and check them out and keep working on. I'm going to keep giving you the tools to create, manifest anything. Let's go into that fifth dimension. I love you. You are unconditionally loved. You're never alone. That's part of the play too, to make you think you are. Yeah, no. Everybody's out there cheering you on. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.